The Naked City.
187 at 5810 Murata Avenue. Homicide wants you over there. The coroner thinks the broad was whacked using the army morphine. Don't say anything, Roy. Just get over there.
More of this morphine.
What's with that getup of yours anyway? I should start introducing us as Detective Earl, and this is my science teacher, Mr. Phelps.
Your interest in my appearance is starting to get me worrying.
Like it or not, we're a dysfunctional couple now. People judge me with you on my arm same way they would a fat broad with 5 o'clock shadow.
I really hope you're joking, Roy.
You're the reason brothers and sisters should marry.
Roy, we're in a hurry.
Yeah, Roy.
All right.
Look out!
Yeah, I'm sorry. He came out of nowhere.
Seem distracted.
We recovered the morphine. Some of it might be unaccounted for, so what? That's life. We did our job.
Closing one case opens another.
Do you have any idea what is really going on while we're wasting our time following this stuff?
Are you going to tell me?
Yeah.
The deals being done right now will change the face of LA forever, and we're wasting our time on some hump.
Someone's little girl.
Visit the morgue at the end of the month when the John and Jane Does are cremated. Their percentages.
Oh,
What are you doing?
it's your car. It's fine. I don't care. Was that it? What was it? Their percentages. The odds for and against a lightning striking. Okay. Murder scene, 2:26 p.m.
Second floor, apartment 6, in the back.
Thanks.
Oh my God,
Bukowski, you made homicide.
That I did. Good to see you, Phelps.
You two want a hug?
Ah, Rusty. Oh, thank God.
Relax, Rusty.
Some reprieve.
26 years old, fashion model. Found in the tub by the cleaning lady, Mrs. Reynoldson. She called it in.
We heard Carruthers thinks...
Carruthers likes to make work for people. Overdose of sleeping pills. Falls asleep in the tub. Rest in peace. Case closed.
Here, here.
Oh, God.
Mal is 100% that
worse.
it's murder.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Carruthers?
Phelps?
Mal, we've had a look around. Rusty thinks it's a waste of time. What's your theory?
Come on, Mal. Tell us why we were dragged down here.
If the victim was alive when she entered the tub, water would have entered her lungs. The water is violently churned in the windpipe as she drowns. The result is that a lot of foam is generated. This foam is found at the mouth and nostrils in almost all cases of real drowning. Notice anything about our Vic?
May I take a look?
Be my guest.
No foam. Pills
Take a
on the
closer
floor?
look at her head and neck.
Her neck is bruised pretty badly.
Yes. At least she's freaking wearing a towel.
Bruising on the forearms.
Is that a bite mark?
These look like bite marks.
Very good.
A sex fiend? Oh God, we didn't solve the case. Ooh.
Very unusual ring.
I could be wrong, but it looks like a black sapphire.
A
The
black
eyes are a classic
sapphire?
sign of morphine, and the bruises tell their own story.
How expensive is
I
that?
think one man held her down, and another held her arm and injected her. They put her in the bath to try to cover it as a drowning.
And spread a trail of barbiturates.
Take a look around outside on your way out and see if you can find the Surretts. It would make my theory.
And morphine would have been very quick, and there wouldn't have been much of a struggle.
Okay, so find two guys who recently bought Surretts and weren't junkies, and you might be onto something.
Mm. Huh?
Maybe she was having trouble with some boys, huh? Maybe she got her heart broken. She couldn't take it anymore. So she ran herself a bath and downed some pills, and then she just drifted off.
I don't know. Miss Julie, she always had so much fire, so much drive. I'm sorry, I'm not being very clear.
There. It's okay.
Roy, you are just so convincing.
This is all top end of town stuff. Gives us somewhere to look.
Further investigate? Nothing. Okay.
There's been a modeling assignment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place to start.
The ass scene? I'm working Tuesday, 11 to 4 p.m. Keep me company. Julia.
Beautiful girl. Clothes certainly aren't from the Sears catalog.
Okay. We still have music, so we don't want to talk to her just yet. Iron, frying pan, freaking frying pan, what am I saying? We got a ladle. We're gonna bowl of cereal or something, just right there. Gonna get all soggy.
Quality English smoking jacket. I don't know anyone under 45 who would wear one.
So an older gentleman, I guess? Oh.
Looks like barbiturates.
What are you looking at, Roy?
Barbiturates. What else is rattling around in this thing?
Oh.
We should speak to her doctor. Prescribing both drugs would make her life a roller coaster.
Wait a minute. Dr. Stoneman? Friggin' the guy that was on, his name was on the pill bottle or whatever. Chlorohydrate from the freaking what was it? Oh, the last case in traffic.
I'm Detective Phelps. I'm here to try and help Julia.
Might be a
Do you mind answering some questions?
Virginia Reynoldson, I'm just so shocked. I feel like there's something I should be doing, someone I should call.
We can make those calls, ma'am. Who needs to be notified?
That's just it. I don't know. Miss Julie doesn't have any family in town. Someone has to set her affairs in order. Mr. Henderson, maybe?
Henderson?
I don't know.
If you give the details to the other detectives, ma'am, they can try and get in contact.
So, Victim's state of
Was Miss
mind?
Randall depressed about something? Upset?
No more than normal.
Okay. I don't believe you. The way you're looking around, all that.
What are you hiding here, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia was obviously disturbed about something.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Disturbed by something? Depression? Would they count freaking depression as being like disturbed by something? I don't fully know. But she was obviously lying.
I can't stand around here all day waiting for you.
What?
Her face beneath the water? I need to do something.
Oh, you're not standing, you're sitting. So,
I can't stand around here all day waiting for you. Her face beneath the water? I need to do something.
Yeah, I bet you do. I feel like troubled sleep and depression, I think, yeah.
She was taking barbiturates. Okay. She couldn't sleep. You must have seen them in her room.
You've seen the pill box, the things she hid in there. I don't know how she supported herself. Always new clothes and jewelry. She lived like a movie star.
Someone paid for them, maybe?
Does modeling really pay that well?
Older man's smoker jacket.
Did Miss Randall have many friends visit?
I'm not sure. I only come around twice a week.
Really?
Why are you lying to me, Mrs. Reynoldson? Julia had men stay here.
I will not speak ill of the dead. You can't prove that.
That she didn't have men stay here? I mean, there's a men's smoking jacket. See another case where I wasn't sure, but then, you know, choosing accuse elaborated on what I'm trying to accuse her with.
Who owns the smoking jacket?
Good.
I wouldn't like to tell tales, you understand.
Telltale.
That's Mr. Henderson's. An older man, very distinguished looking.
Henderson,
he seemed very much in love with her.
Where would we find him?
I'm sorry. I don't know. He said he lives in San Francisco.
What was it like working for Miss Randall?
Perfectly fine, officer.
Well, I don't believe you. So...
You're hiding something, Mrs. Reynoldson. There's something about Julia's past that you don't want to tell me.
And how do you come to that conclusion, young man? What makes you think I know anything about her past?
Okay, well, I don't think I have anything for that. So, doubt, then?
Sorry. My mistake. Mrs. Reynoldson, it seems like there's something you want to tell me.
Yes.
She was very high-strung. Lovely one moment and screaming at you the next. She wanted it all, and she wanted it damn quick. Of course, being so beautiful, it seemed like she was going to get it. Not the way it's turned out, though, is it?
Thanks, Mrs. Reynoldson. You've been very helpful. One of the other detectives will take your statement, and then you can go home.
Okay. We do have to
Rusty,
peruse.
we'll take a look around outside and then follow up these leads. Can you get some guys to run down the jacket?
We do have to peruse the area.
You think Carruthers has called it right?
He rarely gets it wrong.
I don't know. I'm with Galloway. I've met enough girls in my time who can't handle their dope.
Music just kicked in. And now it's not out here. Fades back in. Well.
Mal will be pleased.
Well, that's hardly conclusive, given the number of those things we've come across recently.
I mean...
The autopsy will confirm it one way or another.
I think our work is done here.
Where to? Just the place she worked? Yes. We'll park it over here. Come on, Roy.
I'm waiting, Roy. Keep your shirt on. Here I come.
Excuse me, officer.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
You know, I mean, Galloway's a little, you know... He gives up a little too easily. Just like, oh yeah, of course she friggin' took the pills and drowned. But he still, you know, allowed me to follow my lead, my hunch. So, I mean, he's all good in that department. What the hell? You speed up when I frickin' speed up. You slow down when I slow down. Rockstar? I'm wagging my finger at you. The ass in the store. At 2:53 p.m.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
I think, yeah. Truth? Stoneface?
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
So you fired her because
she have any
was
close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson.
Heather Swanson.
Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much.
Write that down.
Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser. She lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to me.
I'm very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look?
Henry? Wouldn't name drop someone like that unless they were important to the case.
That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry Arnett. God damn it, I forgot to accuse the other broad. I ruined it. But I'll accuse you, even though I think you're telling the truth.
Were Julia and Henry intimate before you started seeing him? Is there something you haven't told us, Miss Swanson?
How would I know whether Henry and Julia were close?
Looks like I made a mistake. Henry is your beau.
Good.
Tell us about it.
Beau?
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
I mean, stone face.
Julia was kept by this Henderson character. The apartment, the clothes, the jewelry. Was she a call girl?
Oh!
How would I know? What evidence is there that says that Julia is a prostitute?
Okay.
You don't ask, you never find out.
She was stone face, so I'm gonna say truth. Oh, she's angry. Look at that. How dare you?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
Good.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment.
Huh?
I don't think I'll pass on that message until
What?
you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Oh, okay. She's not anymore. She's quite dead. Anyway, Dr. Stoneman.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big
Sweet
jump
Lips?
till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Oh. I'm not sure if I really want to be in Vice. The frickin' captain seems like he's a little corrupt. You seem definitely corrupt, you know. Dr. Stoneman's practice, 3:02 p.m. Oh, richer, cleaner, and bolder. Oh, golden door handles. Oh, Stoneman, 5th floor.
Here, Stoneman, office 505.
505. Okay. Take the elevator.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
That's very much right. Could be the one with the golden door handle right here. 505 Stoneman.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Sciatica.
Dr. Stoneman, We are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
56.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Kind of fidgety, looking all around.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Not that. 2 suspects, no modeling jobs, smoking jackets, sleeping pills. On July 46th, and aren't we freaking in 47? And his name was on that, so.
Your prescriptions contradict you, Doctor.
Miss Randall was in the fashion business, as you probably know.
I always stop myself.
Jumped up on Benzedrine by day and knocked down by sleeping pills at night. I told her to slow up, but no. Life was too short for her.
And you supplied the prescription for the Benzedrine?
It's not illegal, Detective. A lot of young women in her line of work use it for weight loss.
Did she need to lose weight?
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
You're looking all around, man. I don't quite believe you.
We believe Miss Randall died of an overdose of morphine. You didn't prescribe her anything else, did you?
That is a very serious allegation to level at a doctor, young man.
Young man?
You're off the hook.
I don't think none of the evidence points to him prescribing her morphine, so. He's lying. It has to be bad cop.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
Okay.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
I can use your phone, but I'm not going to. Possible suspect? Cannot just use it right in front of them. You can go back with your sciatica, mister. Yeah, you sciatica, boo-hoo. Poor me, poor me. Quiet elevator ride.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
I'm just gonna get in the car and drive over to that phone booth. We'll drive over to that one. Get in, Roy!
Roy! We're in a hurry.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Phelps, badge 1247.
1247. Write that down.
Seems like a nice boy, putting all those hoodlums.
Are there any messages for me?
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Okay. That's our only one. Hollywood Receiving Hospital, 3:24 p.m. Just wait.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
Oh my God.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
Murdered.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which
Pretty
could
sure I'm
be
the
from
only
getting
one
his head
listening.
remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Something else? Oh my God. What's it? Oh.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
Oh, this is a harmonica? I couldn't really tell.
Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door.
Henry?
Let me know how you get on.
Arnett?
And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
You know, Roy, I'm this close. Where is he? Oh.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Okay, he's 27. Wouldn't wear a smoking jacket if he did. Because no one 40 below would wear one.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
I don't know. Friggin' Julia was friends with his wife, or fiance, or whatever. So he wouldn't know her. The way that frickin' I can't look at people. I forget her name already, but the way that her friend talked about her, they were really close friends or something. So I would doubt that he didn't know her. So, bad cop.
He's asking
Okay.
whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
Oh.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Fiancé.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know.
Heather.
Yes. We had relations.
Ooh, relation?
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
I mean, that looks like a lie. I doubt or lie or bad cop or accused, whatever.
Henry, I don't like when people lie to me. She was seeing a man named Henderson. You know who I'm talking about.
Easy on, Detective. I may have heard of Henderson, but I don't know his full name. I think he's from New York or someplace back east.
Huh? See, you know, that also kind of helped because it said that he was living in San Francisco, not New York or back east.
That's funny.
Ha.
Julia told her cleaning lady that he lived in San Francisco.
Okay, you got me. I don't know where he's from. Julia wanted money. She always wanted money. She thought she could get some from this guy.
She was wearing a distinctive engagement ring. Do you think she might have convinced him to buy it for her?
Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he and Julia were getting serious.
Okay.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Oh, yeah. That's a lie.
I think you're lying. I think Randall was a high-priced hooker, and this Henderson character didn't want it to come out that he had been seeing her. I think he had LeBlanc and an accomplice bump her off. I think you know who Henderson is, and you're trying to conceal his identity.
I think you've been out in the sun too long without your hat. Prove that I know who Henderson is.
I cannot do that, so thus it is bad cop.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like
Might
I
have
said,
been?
I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
I'm telling you, it'll never stick and you'll get roasted.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God. It even has a watermark. Something wrong? Patrick? You're sweating.
Henry Arnett.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies.
Okay,
We had
well,
lot
now
of
that's a
casualties.
lie.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That would be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
You never lie to someone who has been in the actual
That
army.
son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
That's the worst lie you could ever do to a freaking person who served in the army. Was, well, yeah, I served too in the Fighting 6. I was a captain, freaking on Okinawa. Is that not?
He was squirming like a worm.
However
in
you
there.
pronounce
Don't
it.
you love it when they pull the
Alright.
war hero excuse?
I don't like the Jap,
Actually,
so
maybe you don't.
Now would be a bad time to forget how to drive.
yeah, shut up. Excuse me, excuse me. Ugh.
Damn it, we got...
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Okay. I think we might have failed, and then we crossed a checkpoint or something. What did frickin' Roy say? I guess nothing. Nothing suspicious about this?
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Hey, this is where we tailed Candy. It's all connected. Not like freaking in this case it's connected to the last one. Nothing suspicious. Just a car stopping about 2 car lengths behind you. With no cars in between.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Okinawa. Isn't it like Okinawa? Okinawa? Sounds a little too funny. Okinawa! For a place that a lot of people died at and apparently was not a great place in the war. Granted, is any place in the war that great?
He needs money and fast.
Suspicious. Why does he need money fast?
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Can I go in incognito here? No. Oh, no, I could do it here. Don't hit me.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Too much slack. He's like right over there, man. Shoe shine. Okay, he's gone. He's vanished. Oh. Ayo. What is that? An Ayo Okla?
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next
One
available
way?
seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case.
Our net only got 600 clams.
Okay. Are you gonna keep that, Roy? Huh?
Car 11K, 11 King, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Homicide detectives Bukowski and Galloway have information relating to the Randall case.
Roger, KGPL. 11K, en route.
Car 11K, car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
R&I reports the last arresting officer for DOA Jimmy LeBlanc was Patrolman Fred Wallace, who's working a shift on Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Car 11K, en route.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
I mean, we could just go to the Hollywood police station. So would we want to go to another place? God damn it, man. Maybe the Hollywood police station is something we're going to return to. I already forgot what they said. Too concentrated on driving and what frickin' the telephone thing I was supposed to do. Here, we can check the log, actually. Let's see. Okay, never mind.